Testing the mic again. Hopefully it's working good. We just did the Enzyme one, so this is a follow-up. We thought we'd just quickly do this one. And I forgot to mention, you know, there's Victorious, got his second name, but Anne Wigmore. Oh my gosh. When we get clear, more clearer, everyone, you know, there's so much spiritual, mystical, certain things that are capitalized on, etc., etc. Just clean out. And then in terms of the ancestors, etc., etc., they're all here right now. Get out the way, and Wigmore is with me. Simple. You can just tune in. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyway, amazing. Thank you, Anne Wigmore. Thank you for the pioneers and the ones who don't get potentially as much recognition that you get to see. So, cultures, done them before. And come on, you people. I was down south, Brighton way for a long, long time. Many people will know me from festivals. And I'm still sustaining the raw vegan. Moved on. And the ones who do sustain it for a little while, well, I tried it, it didn't work. Come on, pants. Stop doing BS. It does work. You just didn't really go deeper. You didn't look at the trauma, the core essence. Any excuse to look at herself. And I don't blame you. 17, 18 years ago, I was shown I would be gone in a year. That's why I sustained it. If I weren't shown that, I would probably be twice the size I am now. Medicated up to the eyeballs. So it's not an easy journey because we're being made very complex programs, complex viruses in us. Defrag. We need to defrag. Get to the core essence. And you can't just eat raw. And a lot of the books and the so-called gurus are spinning out basically things to set you up to fail. So enzymes, core enzymes, you know, Rejuvelate, cultures. So anyway, I'm going to go on a little bit there. I'm going to cough. This is cultured coconut from the brown coconut. I put about 2 cups of the Rejuvelate in it. You don't have to put Rejuvelate. I wanted to see what it's like. We're just absolutely loving putting the Rejuvelate in everything. You know, what am I on about with the Rejuvelate? It's like the super of all super probiotics. You know, it's the core essence. It's like, oh my gosh. Even the fruits I have here, it's going in our green juices. It's going in our fruit juices with the melon even. The melon, you know, because things sit around for a while. It's not straight off the tree. So really getting enzyme richness in our bodies, you know. My gut is loving me. My spirit is loving me. My spirit is in pure ecstasy, celebrating the higher beings up there, the ancestors who's been trying to get through, which I realized for years, are just celebrating. So it can be for everyone. So clean out the system so we can get back to a core essence of our true essence and realize you cannot serve 2 masters. And, you know, like an IQ test, do the test. Wow, like alkaline acidic, do the master test. Wow, 90% of me has been serving, all of me been serving the wrong master. Let's get back to the more core source. Honestly, we have an opportunity now. You know, more things are coming out. Be careful you don't get following the Pied Piper or going down a yellow brick road. Because anything that's been hosting for so long isn't going to want to leave easy. You know, if I was squatting a house or place and I'm there 20, 30 years, depending how old you are, in terms of Gregorian age, you ain't going to want to leave. You're going to just hold on to the best you can. So realize what we're up against. We come into a war zone. Let's be pessimistic. We come into a war zone. You know, the parents, co-creators, aren't on the most best of higher vibrations. So wise to do lots of detoxing before you think about bringing a being into this place, because then we can truly have more higher beings. Not saying they're not coming through. However, they come through and look, you know, inoculations, cold cut early, hospitals, bright lights, and then so much after that. Honestly, we just have not got a clue. This is supposed to be about cultures. So there you go. I did mention, yeah, South, past tense, raw foodies, yeah, raw food. Yeah, it shows who's just on it for the fadness of it. Became trendy, and like veganism's been hijacked. Of course, raw food is going to be at the bottom of the list because it's going to be closer to kind of nature, fruits, vegetables, close to waking you up. Cannot have that now. We cannot have that. And there was a great documentary I saw many years ago. Okay, post hmm, post-traumatic slave diet. Look it up. Post-traumatic slave diet. And I think all cultures have a controller, and you look globally, each country, etc., etc. There's an alliance, and as religion keeps everyone in their place to a degree and drip feeds people, and we're being fed on. So the actual fedness going on inside, the eating away of us inside, is all a very symbiotic relationship. This is supposed to be about cultures, but there you go, different cultures, all cultures that have been taken out because they were connected. So anyway, this was from the brown coconut. Amazing. This is so underrated. Get your coconuts. Do your milks from coconuts. Don't go buying it from the shops. You can't trust anything from the so-called supermarkets. How super is that? I mean, it's hysterical. Everything is upside down. Anyway, this is sunflower. This was sprouted sunflower seeds. There were more sprouted than that, but I thought I'd get them out. And again, with Rejuvenac, it's just like if you only knew there's a festival, and just festival of light beings in me, just loving every part of that, every part of this, the Rejuvenac, the cultures. It's just, you cannot get enough. I could just probably eat that all. Me and my partner were just like, oh my gosh. But you have to clean out to be able to receive that. So you got to do a detox. We did a 14-day recently. I did 2-day dry before that, etc., etc. Parasite cleanse, enemas, the four works, herb teas, the green juicing, the dandelion, different things, nettle, cleaver, milk thistle, adding all different herbs from the garden, rosemary, to really cleanse. So that got us to a place of receiving more the energy of food. So we have to unclog them senses. So that was the sunflower. So, and also almond yogurt, and I did that with again. We did that with Rejuvenac, going in everything. You don't have to do them with Rejuvenac. You can just soak them, sprout them, and then blend them with good water, distilled water, in a warm place, in a jar, sterilize the jar, and then it cultures within, depends on the temperature, but can be overnight. I used to put them in the airing cupboard. When I was in St. Lucia, they were 2-3 hours. I could not believe it. I bursting out all the coconuts, and coconuts in abundance. And with the coconuts, I didn't realize I was loving it, and they were going a bit alcohol. Yeah, basically it had alcoholic substances in them. Anyway, there was fermentating too much, so I was a bit tipsy, and then I had to stop it or just have them within the hour. So anyway, that's about the cultures. That's my lovely little Bubba. Loving these two new guests we have here, and again, I think that's about it, really. I think that covers the cultures. Going back to the Rejuvelac, any grain you can do Rejuvelac with, any grain. And really research the, let's just say, the wonders of grass, you know. Again, I would drive 5, 10, 20 miles. I'd drive an hour to get abundance of good grass. We're going to sprout our own, but wild grass, you know, it's so underrated. In the garden, you know, I just mentioned dandelion, cleaver, nettle, borage, mint, plantain. What else we got in there? Milk thistle, sage, salad. But the things that are just wild top anything in any shop, any so-called supermarket. Yarrow, it goes on and on. But they're your cultures. Anyone can do it. Really simple. Buy the seeds, the nuts, soak them overnight, blend with good water in a sterilized jar, and you have the culture. So the enzyme, we're going on about enzyme rich. Every part in your body, every cell in your body has to have enzymes. So we've been taken on a little yellow brick road, basically, going on about this proteins and this and that and this and that. But there's your probiotics, there's your prebiotics. Really sorts out the gut. Come on, let's get back there.